Imagine a war that began and ended before most people even realized it had started. No long battles, no months of fighting, just 38 minutes, yet hundreds of people lost their lives. Today, we are uncovering the story of the shortest war in human history. A war that wasn't really a war, but a brutal display of power, arrogance, and one fatal mistake. By the end of this video, you'll ask yourself, was this really a war, or simply an execution disguised as one? Where is Zanzibar? To understand this story, we need to understand Zanzibar. Zanzibar is a small island off the coast of East Africa, today part of Tanzania. But in the 1800s, Zanzibar was one of the richest trading hubs in the region. It was famous for spices, cloves, and, sadly, the slave trade. Because of this wealth, European colonial powers, especially Britain, had their eyes firmly fixed on Zanzibar. Britain didn't officially rule Zanzibar, but in reality, they controlled everything. The death of a sultan. On August 25, 1896, the ruler of Zanzibar, Sultan Hamad bin Thuwaini, suddenly died. Officially, it was declared a natural death, but many people at the time found the timing suspicious. Now here's the critical rule. Any new Sultan of Zanzibar needed British approval before taking power, and this rule was about to be broken. One man's fatal decision. Just hours after the Sultan's death, his cousin, Khalid bin Bargash, stormed the palace. Without permission, without approval, he declared himself the new Sultan of Zanzibar. Britain was furious. They had already chosen their own candidate, Hamud bin Mohammed, a man who would obey British orders. Britain sent Khalid a clear message. Step down within 24 hours or face military action. Khalid believed Britain was bluffing. He thought they wouldn't dare attack. That assumption would cost hundreds of lives. The ultimatum expires on August 27, 1896, at exactly 9 a.m. 5 British warships lined up outside Zanzibar's palace. They were armed with modern cannons, trained soldiers, naval artillery. Inside the palace, outdated weapons, poorly trained guards, and a wooden structure. At 9:02 a.m., the British opened fire. 38 minutes of destruction. Shells slammed into the palace, walls collapsed, fires erupted. Panic spread instantly. Zanzibar's forces tried to fight back, but it was useless. The palace was reduced to rubble within minutes. The human cost was devastating. Over 500 Zanzibar soldiers killed thousands, injured British losses. Only one soldier injured. By 9:40 a.m., the Zanzibar flag was shot down. The British declared, "The war is over." Total duration? 38 minutes, the shortest war in recorded history. The Sultan escapes. While the palace burned, Khalid bin Bargash fled. He escaped to the German consulate, where Britain could not arrest him without starting another war. Germany later secretly moved him to mainland Africa. He lost his throne, but he survived. Hundreds of others did not. What this war really meant. So here's the uncomfortable truth. This was never a fair war. It was a message. A message from a colonial empire saying, resist us, and this is what happens. The Zanzibar War proved something terrifying. Modern weapons don't need long wars. Power decides history, not justice. Resistance meant annihilation. Those 38 minutes weren't just about Zanzibar. They were a warning to the entire world. Today, this war is remembered as a historical fact, a statistic, a record. But for the people who lived it, those 38 minutes were the end of everything. History often remembers the winners, but it forgets the victims. If you believe history hides more than it reveals, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. Was this a war, or was it simply raw power on display?